It wasn't a confession. It wasn't a fight. It was a quiet conversation in a hospital room that smelled like disinfectant and something metallic underneath it. I remember the sound first, the slow, steady beeping of a monitor somewhere behind me. My wife's sister had just given birth, and we came to visit like normal people do. Flowers, small talk, smiles that don't mean much but feel appropriate. My son, 5 years old, was sitting next to me, playing with a plastic toy car on the edge of the hospital bed, making soft engine noises under his breath. Everything felt normal. That's what makes it worse, because when something breaks in a moment like that, it doesn't feel real at first. Her sister asked me to step into the hallway, said she needed to talk. Her voice was shaking, not dramatic, not loud, just unstable enough to make you pay attention. I thought something was wrong with the baby, or her, something medical, something urgent. Instead, she looked at me like she was about to ruin her own life by speaking. And then she said it. 6 years ago, a night, alcohol, a mistake. That's how she framed it. Words that sound small until you understand what they actually mean. She said my wife had slept with someone else, her best friend, and that she had never told me. I didn't react right away. I just stood there, staring at her, waiting for the rest, for the part where she says it wasn't real, or it didn't matter, or she was mistaken. But that part never came. The beeping behind me got louder, or maybe I just started hearing it more clearly. My first thought wasn't about betrayal. It wasn't even about my wife. It was about the kid sitting inside that room, the one who had just called me dad 10 minutes earlier. And suddenly, that word didn't feel as solid as it used to. I didn't confront her that day. I didn't yell. I didn't even ask questions. I just left, took my son, drove home, and sat in the car for almost 20 minutes after parking. Engine off, hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead like if I didn't move, time wouldn't either. My brain kept replaying one sentence. 6 years ago. That was right before she got pregnant. I didn't need anyone to explain the timeline. It explained itself. The next morning, I did something that felt both insane and completely logical. I took him for a walk. That's what I told him. Let's go out for a bit. We stopped at a clinic instead. I told myself I just needed clarity, that I wasn't assuming anything, that this was just confirming reality. But deep down, I already knew what I was about to find. The test took less time than I expected. Waiting for the results took longer than anything I've ever experienced. Days felt stretched. Every interaction with him became different. Not because he changed, because I did. I started noticing things I had never questioned before. His eyes, his smile, the way he laughed. Not seeing him as, not mine, but no longer feeling completely certain that he was. And that uncertainty is something no one prepares you for. When the results came back, I opened them alone. No dramatic setting, no music, just a quiet room and a piece of paper that didn't hesitate. Probability of paternity, 0%. No room for interpretation, no emotional language, just a fact. Clean, absolute, final. I sat there for a long time after reading it, not crying, not angry, just empty, because the moment you confirm something like that, it's not just the relationship that changes, it's every memory attached to it. I confronted her that night. He was asleep in his room. The house was quiet, the kind of quiet that makes every word feel heavier than it should. I didn't yell at first. I showed her the results, watched her face as she read them. That's when I knew she had always known. No confusion, no denial, just that brief moment where the truth catches up to reality. She asked who told me. Not, what is this? Not, this can't be right. Just that. And that told me everything I needed to know. She tried to explain, said it was a mistake, said it only happened once. Said she's been faithful ever since. I didn't believe any of it. Not because it wasn't possible, but because it didn't matter anymore. Some things don't get balanced out over time. Some things stay exactly what they are. I told her I wanted a divorce. Just like that. No build-up. No negotiation. She started crying, begging, saying I was still his father. That biology didn't change. What we had. And for a second, just a second, I almost broke, because part of me wanted that to be true, wanted to go back to before I knew. But then I looked at the paper again, and the clarity came back. She threatened custody, said she would take him, and make sure I never saw him again. And something inside me snapped. Not loudly, not violently, just a shift, a line being drawn. I told her she could have everything related to him, that I wasn't going to fight for something that wasn't mine. The words came out colder than I expected, even to me. She left that night, took him with her. He was half asleep, confused, asking questions neither of us answered. That's the part that stayed with me the most, not the betrayal, not the argument, but the look on his face when everything changed and no one explained why. The house felt different immediately, quieter, not peaceful, just empty, like something had been removed too quickly, leaving behind space that didn't know how to exist yet. The next few days blurred together. Calls, messages, lawyers. My parents told me I did the right thing. My father said I shouldn't raise a child that isn't mine, that it would only destroy me slowly. And maybe he's right. Maybe that's the logical way to see it. But logic doesn't erase 5 years of memories. It doesn't rewrite birthdays, or late nights, or the way he used to run to the door when I got home. Therapy helped. Not by fixing anything, but by giving structure to something that felt chaotic. My therapist said something that stuck with me. You didn't just lose a wife, you lost an identity. And that's exactly what it felt like. Because for 5 years, I wasn't just a husband, I was a father. And now, I didn't know what I was anymore. The divorce is still ongoing. Clean, mostly. No shared finances, no property disputes, just paperwork and distance. I haven't seen him since that night. That was a decision I made early, and I still don't know if it was the right one. Some days, I feel certain, other days not so much. Because here's the part no one tells you, the truth doesn't replace what was there before. It just sits on top of it. Heavy, permanent. I started rebuilding my life slowly. Routine, work, silence. The kind of silence you learn to live with, not because it's comfortable, but because it's predictable. And predictability becomes valuable when everything else has collapsed. People ask if I hate her. I don't know. Hate requires energy. What I feel is something quieter, something colder, like a door that closed without a sound. I don't think about revenge. I don't think about what if. I think about one moment, that hospital hallway, where everything shifted without warning. And I realize something now that I didn't understand then. The truth doesn't destroy your life in one moment. It reveals that it's already been broken for a long time. You just didn't know it yet.